about my life, 'cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. 'Cause as long as you are here with me, I'll be living, loving, wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. I just give 200% every day 'cause I own it. I'm fighting all of my life, I'm bad and I know it. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. Ooh, I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. 'Cause as long as you are here with me, I'll be living, loving, wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. Summer days, they will be over soon. Nothing else could get me and you. Let's just sleep beneath the big blue moon. Yeah, yeah. Summer days, they will be over soon. Nothing else could be like me and you. Let's just stay beneath the big blue moon. Yeah, yeah. I can get it off, we are never done. I'm Julian, baby, you are like the sun. Pour out your love, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. 'Cause as long as you are here, love, I'll be living, loving, wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. Cause as long as you are here with me, I'll be living, loving, wild and free. I can get it off, fill me to the top. Let me hear that champagne burst and pop. Never could have been thinking I would know what the future bring. All the highs and lows. Said I'm gonna win, though the world might spin. Now I'm sitting here like I'm no one. It rains down on me. All the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me. 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 Worry way too much. Got a policy. Didn't bring me luck, just the honesty. Now it's all on me if I'm gonna win. Oh, I'm just gonna get up. It rains down on me. All the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me. Just don't get enough too scared to walk away. Caught in between what was love and the ghost of yesterday. Can we go back to those days when everything feels alright? Or are we just chasing shadows in the middle of the night? Is it over now, or can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Yeah. Is it over now? Can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Tell me, where do we stand? On the edge of something we forgot? Or are we just too far gone to remember what we just lost? Can we go back to those days when everything felt so right? Or are we just chasing shadows in the middle of the night? Is it over now, or can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it over now, or can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts? Yeah, yeah. Fill an empty space. Is it over now, or can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts? Try to feel, yeah. Is it over now? Can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Oh, no. Is it over now? Can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is it over now? Can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Try to fill an empty space. Is it over now? Can we say goodbye with grace? Or do we keep chasing ghosts, try to fill an empty space? Fill an empty space. Try to fill an empty space. I'm laying down it to compile it. Oh no, I see you only when you're ballin'. Oh no, I don't even care to doubt. I'll see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose you, yeah. Now choose. You know exactly how to look like this. Holding in a bag full of goods and needs. I need a night like this. Knowing it's a risk, 'cause you're using it. You got all your secrets. I can't seem to move this thing. You're pulling me out and I'm right back in. The sideline where you wanted me. I'm by the byway, waiting for your lead. I don't wanna fall in love like this, but I can't help to fall for you repeatedly. I don't wanna seem to shaky. Oh no, like I'm sudden but I'm steady. Oh no, and they tell me to move on, 'cause I deserve more, but still I wanna choose you, yeah. Now choose.
stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm JLP Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hi, y'all. It's Monday, March 3, I believe. Yeah, it is. March 3rd. Already. Amazing, huh? The clock, I've been told, goes back an hour this coming Sunday. It goes back 1 hour. I love when the days are longer, more sunshine, more light than darkness. So the time is going back according to the hate news, not the fake news. So get ready this Sunday. Remind yourself. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JLPeterson.com/show. JLPeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, busy running around, you can podcast the show. But if you got to work out, you got to make breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you got to take your children to the public school because you don't feel like raising them, you don't love them, and you'd rather just punish them at school than to be home and raise them because you're in competition with the father of the children, you can still be listening to the show. Or you're an illegal alien and you're robbing trains, allegedly working for the cartels, and you're robbing trains, stealing stuff from the train and taking it back over to Mexico and selling it. You can be listening to the show too by calling the listen line on Talk Stream Live. By calling the listen line on Talk Stream Live. I just read a note, so it took my attention. It said, I wasn't listening closely. What does that mean?
James is correcting the record on the clock and which way it goes. It's springing forward, not backwards.
Oh. The hate news, not the fake news, springing forward. But anyway, you can listen to the show by calling Talk Stream Live at 605 on your iPhone, iPad, 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing, huh? It's Monday again. Rainy days and Mondays always lift me up. Not get me down, but lift me up. Rainy days and Mondays. So it is Monday. We take all calls, but of course Mondays have been set aside for females. So we take the females' calls as they come in. We take all calls. But Monday is and will always be Female Monday. All my life, I had to fight.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
That's right. And so you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. That's 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. So last week, biblical question we dealt with on yesterday's at the fellowship. And yesterday's fellowship was amazing. It was more than wonderful, more than miraculous, more than marvelous. It was amazing. Amazing. And we dealt with the biblical question, what good have you gotten out of religion? What good have you gotten out of religion? And a lot of nice feedback about it. Good feedback. And I realized that no one, not one, around the world in any religion have ever gotten anything out of religion. Zero. Have never gotten anything out of religion. Nobody. And the proof is in the pudding. Have you noticed that a lot of you have been into religion all your life? I have. Most of the people have. I have not nowadays, but most people have been into religion all their lives. And yet they're angry. They're mean. They're nasty. They're judgmental. They have fear. They have doubt. They have worry. They are revengeful. They are depressed. They have suicidal thoughts. They're on medication for those things. They fight in their marriages and their dating and everything. They are miserable. And then they tell themselves one day when they die and go to heaven, things will be better, which is another setup. Because the way you drop your body is the way you're going to end up. You're stuck there. If you drop your body angry, which is hatred, you're going to have the same misery you have now, and there's no hope out, no way out. But if you drop your body in perfect peace, you're going to wake up in perfect peace, and you're there forever. The kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. And you don't have to wait to live. But religion has not done anything good for anyone. It gives you a false sense of being good. And a false sense of good is not good. Or goodness is not goodness. And you tell yourself you're good because you gave money to the homeless. Or you're good because you helped some family member or something. You're good because you did this. That doesn't make you good. That's not what good is. But religion have taught you that. And not one human being has ever been able to live up to this thing that religion is supposed to be teaching you about, morality and loving your neighbors and treating each other the way you like to be treated and blah, 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 right? You've been taught those things. And you have never been able to live up to that at all. No morality. You still have anger in your heart. You still have hatred. Anger is hatred. And an angry, hateful person is a desperate person. You cannot trust them. So religions have not done anything good for you at all. And it doesn't matter how loud you pray, or how hard you cry when you're praying, or how much you beg God. I had to beg the Lord. How much you beg God. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Or how many nights you can go to church and have Bible studies, or you have Bible studies at somebody's house, it still hasn't worked for you. You're still scared. You still judge, not only yourself, but others. You have no love. Generation after generation after generation, they go into religion. Mama takes you to church as soon as you pop out of the womb. You wake up and you're at church already. And it doesn't work. Religion does not work, will not work, ain't gonna work. And yes, a lot of people try to live up to it. You thought religion would bring you peace. You have no peace. It doesn't matter what religion, Christian, Catholic, Allah, Jewish, Mormon, Episcopal, whatever, Seventh-day Adventist, whatever religion you're in, it brought you no peace. And you have never been able to live up to what they say. And then they tell you that you're a sinner. So you go down and you accept Jesus or you accept Allah, and you're still a sinner? Why waste your time going down there and confessing? Christ said, God, by the way, God is not in religion, period. That's why it doesn't work. It has nothing to do with God. Christ said, we must worship him, God, in spirit and in truth. We must worship him in spirit and in truth. And the only way that's going to happen, the only way that's going to happen is you got to admit that you're wrong, that you're evil. Your heart is evil, wicked, and then forgive. Admit it, and then God start working with you. And then forgive, and he will change it. And then the light will come on, and you will practice being present, being right here, right now, all the time, walking with truth, living with truth, being with truth in the spirit. Being with truth in the spirit, pray without ceasing, meaning to be in the presence of truth all the time. And the greatest sin is to forget that. You go back into darkness at the moment you forget. You must worship him in truth, in spirit. We read that in the Bible, but no one told us what it meant. To worship him in spirit and in truth. He didn't say worship him in religion. That's why it doesn't work. And the beauty is about worshiping him in spirit and in truth. There is no comparison. There's no ownership. There's no jealousy, no envy, no strife. No one religion better than the other. No one religion worse than the other. Because you're in spirit and truth. That's the only thing that exists. That's the only thing that exists. It's truth and the now, present of God. Everything else is an illusion. Everything it's so crazy. Everything is here today and gone tomorrow. Material things are here today and gone tomorrow. Relationships are here today and gone tomorrow. Jobs are here today and gone tomorrow. Furniture are here today, gone tomorrow. Homes, everything is an illusion. It fades away. But the spirit and truth will be forever. It will be forever. It's so interesting to me. I want to use the word unfortunate, but I don't know if I should use that word because some people, most people, not just some, they love their illusions. They love their misery. They cannot believe that what they think and who they are is not real, and they hold on to it. And if you tell them, no, that's not you, they like, what the? They get mad at you. No, you can't take this away from me. If you take this away from me, who will I be? I'd rather be my misery than not to be anything, they say. So it's not for all, only a handful. And this road that you must travel is a very interesting and at times difficult road to travel. And you can't think about where you're going or when you get there. You can, as you overcome, you can remember where you came from, but you don't know where you're going. Isn't that amazing? And some people, where am I going? You don't know. How long will it take? As long as it takes. You got to be committed. This is one thing in life that you need to, I recommend you work on yourself. It's the only real thing in life that you need to put some effort into. Everything else you're putting effort into is a waste of time. You want to be the best this and the best that and the best this and the best that. You're never going to be the best anything. Give it up. Let it go. If you want to be free, and I'm telling you folks, you can be free. You are responsible for you. And then, so we dealt with that. Religious does not work. One thing I've noticed about religion is that it just creates chaos between different people, and it creates wars and all that, because it's always trying to prove that it's better than the next religion or the next person or the next one. It's the right one, they say. And they create a war. And then you worry and you become afraid. They create a bad economy. And you're afraid now because the economy is going. You're not looking at who created the bad economy. You're looking at what's going to happen to me. The economy is bad now. You've taken your eyes off of yourself. You can wake up. You can be free. It doesn't matter what color, male or female, you literally could be free. But you got to be willing to admit that you're wrong. Even if you don't say it out loud, at least to yourself, know that, hey, I am wrong. I'm angry. I am wrong. I'm playing God. I am wrong. I'm judgmental. I am wrong. Religion will not let you really admit that. It tells you that you're a sinner. It tells you that one day when you get to heaven, it tells you to every weekend go through some type of ritual and you'll feel better. It tells you all kind of crazy things. It tells you the Bible is the answer. And the Bible is not the answer. The Bible is a roadmap to the answer. If you read it with the right spirit, it leads you back to the kingdom of heaven within. It tells you everything is done, it's over. All you got to do is live now. But religion tells you, no, it's not over. End times are coming. All kind of mess. It keeps you in fear. And it keeps you waiting for something that has already come. Christ has already returned. At the twinkling of an eye, he came back, and you didn't see it. And you still don't see it because you're not looking within. You're waiting, and you're looking, and your whole rituals waiting for something else to happen. You're doing what they did in the Old Testament when they were waiting for Christ to come, and Christ came. And some people still didn't recognize him. Like, what do you mean your Father's in heaven? What the? They still miss him, as you are missing him now. He has already come, and you are waiting for him. Because you heard someone else said to wait. Revelation said it's coming. Look up in the sky, be ready. Be ready for the coming of the glory of the Lord, they say. And you're waiting where you can be free right now. My producer just gave me this from 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. That is so true. It's so amazing how true that is. But it's so amazing how many people never know. Because they follow the crowd. They are afraid to stand alone. They are afraid to lose all identities. They're afraid to let them go. I'm this and I'm that, and I have this and I have that. They won't let that go. And because they won't let it go, they cannot receive their true identity. So, amazing fellowship yesterday. Check it out at rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And I want to say to all other people who were there, those who are watching online, and they're serious about working on this stuff, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Don't worry about where you're going. Reflect on sometime as to where you came from and be present. And don't worry about how long it's going to take to get to where you're going. You travel the road, the straight and narrow, until the end. He who endures to the end get the prize. Don't worry about when the end going to come. All right? Stay with it. Don't give up. Those who are working on themselves, those who are not, you stay with your hell and don't give up on your hell, your misery. No matter who you are, what color, male or female, stay with your hell. All right? Don't leave your hell. Live in your hell, stay with your hell, and die in your hell. That's you. God's not going to bother you about it, and I won't either. I won't condemn you for loving your misery. Brand new biblical question. What the? And it's a doozy. Brand new biblical question. I want you to pay attention to the religious people. You're going to see how wicked and evil they are, how judgmental they are. Really. But don't judge them. Don't be angry at them. They cannot see. You were that way. I was that way. We were all that way at one time. Some people have decided, you know what? I want to overcome it. Those people are overcoming it. Men and women. Brand new biblical question. It's like, what the? And this is a doozy. And for those who want to know and understand yourself, him or herself. Brand new biblical question. Get ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? The brand new biblical question. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Isn't that like a That's like a home run question. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Why, Nick? Hey, come here. Why do you want the approval of anyone else?
I don't want the approval of anyone else.
Nice.
Yeah, ask me. Let me give you my 2 cents.
Okay.
Let me examine myself here.
What?
I mean, let me give you my 2 cents. Set some other time.
Oh, okay.
A more honest 2 cents.
Think about it, folks. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Your husband, your wife, your friends, your coworkers, your boss, your preacher, your psychologist, your counsel, your president, your vice president, your party, Republican, Democrat, Independent, the strangers on the street, anybody. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? What an amazing biblical question. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Listen, folks, I'm telling you, and I'm black and slow, really. You don't have to be miserable no more. I don't care what you've done and what you've been through, or you robbed somebody, you killed somebody, you raped somebody, you stole from somebody, you lied to someone, you were just a low life, you've been homeless, you cut off your body parts and male and female try to be something you're not. Whatever it is, the lowest of the lowest, you can overcome that. You are accepted into the kingdom. As soon as you admit that you're wrong, you can be free. The kingdom is not like human beings. Human beings judge, and they don't forget. But the one that's more important to you, the Spirit of the Father, he forgets. He doesn't remember anything that you've ever done. And it's not even written in the books anywhere. When you get to the gate up there, the white gate. I know y'all think the gate black, but no, the gate is white. When you get to the white gate and you press the doorbell, the gate bell to go in, he's just going to ask, what's your name? So and so and so and so. Okay. Did you work on yourself down there? Did you forgive? Yes. Come on in. Your heart has changed. You have love. Come into the heavens of love. Paradise. He's not going to be like the human beings. Oh, I remember when you did that. But they don't remember when they did what they have done. All are welcome. It doesn't matter who you are and what you've done and how long ago you've done it. You can be free. You don't have to live in pain. And it's interesting as to why, right? But you don't have to live that way. But you got to start working on yourself if you want to be free to understand that. It's so amazing. I just don't know what to tell you. Except you can walk out of your prison and be free. Walk out of prison and be free. It's up to you. Or you could stay in your hell and judge and be judged and be on fire. Because emotions is nothing but fire, misery. 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. It's Female Monday. I'll be back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
I'm laying down it to compile it. Oh no, I see you only when you're ballin'. Oh no, I don't even care to die. I'll see you in a while, cause this time I will choose you, yeah. Now choose. You know exactly how to look like this. Holding in a bag full of goods and needs, I need a night light.
Amazing. 888-775-3773. It is unfortunate, but understandable that people suffer when they don't have to. It's so crazy. I understand it, but I'm saying it's crazy, and it is, how you refuse to walk out of the prison of your own cell. And then you try to draw other people into your prison. So, the announcement. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 11, so Hake is from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after Hake, Joel Friday TV, he black. At 11 a.m. on fire. And then at no Anchor Baby today. No American Anchor Baby today. All right? He'll be back tomorrow. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. And brand new episode of Punchie TV today. Is that right, Nick? And Punchie TV, brand new episode. It's on YouTube and Punchie.tv. Watch this.
The man himself, Jesse Lee Peterson.
That woman doesn't look like she's interested in that guy, zero. As soon as the green card
it's
down.
not about looks.
What?
Is it just me or...
What the? We'll come back to that.
I know they were jumping around back there trying to put this video back in, so I'll go and find out what happened. Because when you're trying to put videos in
Right.
real fast, sometimes that happens.
Okay. We'll come back to it. No problem. So, and then don't forget to like. We're on social media. You're supposed to like, follow, comment, subscribe. We're on rumble.com/JLP. Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble. You got to know how to rumble. /Jesse Lee Peterson. And cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. And JLP Talk on X. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. So like, follow, ring the bell, comment, and blah, blah, blah. I want to catch up on the super chats from yesterday, and then I get you your calls. Super. Why you took your dog from around your neck? He had a dog around his neck.
I wanted to keep it. I didn't know what was kosher or not. Anyway.
It was whether it was kosher
To have a sock around my neck.
why do you have it around it?
You
don't want to say?
Because I'm tough. I'm too muscular.
Very back.
Spanky Spank bought a coffee. When Jesse asked people,
ask,
who's the sinner and who committed the sin, reminds me of Genesis, when God said to Adam and Eve, who told you you were naked?
Nice. Amazing. Thank you. That's
Interesting.
amazing. Yeah.
T. Smith over on Cash App for coffee.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Taqueria says thank you on Cash App.
And thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
Anthony on Cash App. I'm not taking sides. Love my father. I'm his son.
Right on. Thank you.
Artem says, I'm in Austin. Every church is a new age and gay. How can you find a good church? And what's up with women not covering their heads?
I don't know about the head thing because when I growing up, women didn't cover their head then. They would wear like nice hats to church. Some, not all. But I think the covering of the head thing is more of an Allah Abba thing. Do Jewish women cover their heads? No.
Some of them, maybe.
I think it's more of an Allah Abba thing. They force the women to cover their heads.
I think in the early church, women were supposed to, right? I don't know.
Maybe.
Thank you, Artem.
But, yeah, don't worry about that. Thank you.
Bradley says LSD. These are on Live X from church. LSD and shrooms don't scramble your brain. It opens up and reconnects brain signals, he claims.
We had this discussion once again about Shamans. And
mushrooms.
And mushroom, how people believe that when they take mushroom and shaman, somehow or another they see Jesus. They see God. And they think they have this experience with God, not realizing that they're just high and everything they've learned about God or heard about God is what Satan is presenting to them. And they think that they are experiencing God, not knowing that they're experiencing an illusion about God. You can't find God by being high.
I got to jump in.
You got to die from the ego death. Not the physical, but the ego. So what?
I thought you were done. But I have to jump in because this is absolutely a true story. I saw Jesus once on the Sherman years ago.
You did?
I saw a flash of his image in my vision and mind, and he was mighty white-skinned.
He was white?
Yeah.
But that's the picture you have been seeing of Jesus.
Of course. That's what I thought, too. Years ago I saw it, and I didn't think it was a religious experience. I didn't think that to myself.
Right.
I just thought it was an image I remembered.
I thought I saw Jesus. And he was alive. That's crazy. And so you saw Jesus, and what happened?
I thought it was just weird. That's it. I just thought, I was like, I'm about to fall asleep, and it was like this flash of Jesus all in my vision, in my mind. And I got up, I was like, what the? And then that's it.
Did you say hi to him?
I didn't do anything else.
You didn't say hello or anything?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I was not Christian back then even. I was like, why is Jesus appearing in my mind?
Amazing. Amazing. Yes.
Taylor asks, Jesse, what's your thoughts on if we have a World War III?
I don't think about it. Zero thought. Thank you.
Hebrews 11:13 says, Jesse, I hope you don't mind. I uploaded some useful clips of you on my channel as my personal archive for future when I need some uplifting.
Amazing. Thank you.
Irving on X. Whenever I do the silent prayer, I understand that I'm supposed to ignore my thoughts. But then how do I ask? Or do I even ask?
Ask what?
In prayer, I guess. That's the only part that I'm having issues with. Other than that, I do my best to bring my thoughts into captivity.
I don't know what you mean by how do I ask. Call me. 888-7753-773. Amazing.
G. Fontes says over on Rumble with a Rumble rant yesterday in church, does anyone know anything about such and such type of silver coins? I'm not trying to sell anything.
No.
0.9999% purity. It sounds pretty impure if it's 0.999%.
Amazing. Thank you, but no.
Thank you, G. Fontes.
Yeah.
Donnie Girl's idea with a Rumble rant. Praise God, my raise came through.
Get gold anyway. What the? Huh?
Speaking of, praise God, my raise came through. Give it to God, and He turns it into gold. Never give up, and you won't miss His blessings.
Amazing. Thank you. I wish you well with that.
Denny, yesterday on X, this is one of the best episodes of Church with JLP so far. Thank you for your work, Mr. Peterson.
Yesterday, it's like every Sunday seemed to be getting better and better. There's nothing like the fellowship. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. And if you're not in the LA area in town where you can come in, you can watch it live on the internet. Someone asked about church earlier. Your body is the church, so watch our church and fellowship with us every Sunday morning at rebuildingtheman.com/church. And then it starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m., right? Eastern time. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern time. rebuildingtheman.com/church. Amazing. Thank you.
Tomer on X shares a quote from...
Hey, Tomer.
From Albert.
Our Jewish friend from Israel.
That's right.
Hey, Tomer.
And he shares a Jewish quote from Albert Einstein. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.
That's deep. Where's Albert now?
In heaven.
I rest my case. But that is so deep. Repeat that.
The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.
That is so deep. No wonder Albert is in heaven.
Per Hake. Is that Hake news or is that fake news?
I hate news. Thank you, Toma.
Ryan over on Bond YouTube channel with the super chat. Amazing church today. Thank you, Bond and crew.
Yeah, it was amazing. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And the thing I love about our fellowship is that we get all races in there. Men and women, all races. They're seeking. They want to know. They're working on overcoming the fallen state. Stay with it. Just stay with it, really, no matter what. Don't let devil talk you out of it or any other human being. You stay with it. You are responsible for you, and the devil will try to talk you out of it because he doesn't want to depart from you. And he'll use other people to get you to walk away from it and join the crowd. You will regret it. Thank you.
Julie shares a sticker of a lemon with a body and a little tiny blue-green apple hugging.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you,
amazing.
Julie.
Stay with it.
Marty says, religious is mandated, Jesse. You don't get nada.
What does that mean?
It means you don't get anything. You get nothing.
Nothing from religion?
I guess so.
I don't understand it. Make it a little clearer, but so, I don't know if you're saying I don't get nothing by not understanding that, or he said, I don't know what you mean. She said religion is mandated.
Right.
Meaning what? People make you do it.
Yeah, by force. I don't know. She might be English as a second language. Is that true, Marty? I don't know what you meant either.
Make it a little clearer, Marty, because you may be onto something.
True.
So let me know. Thank you.
Danny bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads. Jesse, James, tell Nick he's beta for not using cash.
Beta!
Alphas use cash. Betas use cards. It's like pushing a pram down the road or letting your wife drive.
Beta, anchor, baby.
I have cash in my pocket. Because them old school peeps around me.
What?
Because of that old school influence. I keep cash on me. I don't use it.
Amazing.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
Matthew bought 5 coffees. And by pram, I guess he means stroller. I don't know what pram is.
Thank you.
Probably. Matthew, 5 coffees. Hey, Jesse. Matthew from Norway here. We had a great counseling session the other day, but I forgot to use my 20-something seconds remaining to tell you that I love you, man.
Thank you. I love you back. And you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Stay with it. I don't care what happens. You stay with it. Overcome the world. Amazing. Thank you.
Lori bought a coffee. Hey there, Jesse. Amen to church. I liked it when you told that man to stop thinking about his pain, illness in his body. The devil makes the problems with our body much worse with the thoughts, whether it's sickness or being overweight, etc. I used to make my body way too important as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. You stay with it. And there was a young man that dealing with some pain in his body, and I suggested to him, don't focus on the pain. Don't just be into it. If you need to see a doctor, of course, but don't let the devil have you just focus on the pain all the time. Whatever God's will is for your body, let it be. Whatever your will, God, let it be. I know you could heal me if you wanted me healed. All right? You're not your body, so I'm not saying don't take care of it. Work on it, but don't be into your head about it. Because it'll have you everywhere you go. The first thing you tell somebody, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm in pain. I've been sick all week, Lord. I don't know what I'm going to do, Jesus. Let God can heal you if he wanted you healed. That doesn't mean you don't see a doctor. Some doctors, or have few, have some good ideas to help you too. Oh, amazing. I want to stop there for a minute.
Okay, we'll read the rest later, guys.
Thank you all. Oh, amazing. Nice. I want to just show you this from Trump. The great white hope. He told the Zelensky how the cow ate the cabbage. And he brought the cabbage and he laid it out and told it, because this little Zelensky guy, he used to come into our country like he going to the bank and just get money and go back home, and we don't know what happened to the money, right? But this time, a new sheriff is in town. So I don't know if you missed the Oval Office showdown on Friday. Here's where Trump told Zelensky he's gambling with a World War III. Watch this from the AFP News.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of
war.
millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President.
Amazing. See, this little Zelensky, how you say his name? Zelensky, whatever. He's used to coming over here, getting back some money, and going and speaking to Congress, and the Democrats applaud him, and the right of Republican give him money. He go back home. That's over now. And according to a report, they had already met privately and discussed everything, and that day was supposed to be a signing in agreement to everything. And it sounded like they were surprised from the story I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. They were surprised when that guy looked like he had changed his mind or trying to show off in the American media, like the American people are going to agree with him. And some beta American people do. They'd rather take the side of the enemy than American side. Fox News report 100 of, and even our vice president, what's his name?
J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance spoke up. J.D. may be afraid to make his wife stay home and raise his children instead of dragging them around on her hip. But he ain't afraid to speak up to other people. Fox News reported 100 of protesters gathered in Vermont on Saturday to protest Vice President J.D. Vance visit at a local ski resort less than 24 hours after his explosive exchange with Ukraine president. Watch this from WCAX TV.
Hundreds of people lining the streets as J.D. Vance takes a family vacation in Vermont.
Ski Russia because J.D. Vance has no friends in Vermont, but he's got lots of them in Russia, so he should go there for vacation.
I really believe that the way to fight fascism, which is what this is to stand together, to not let them divide us.
J.D. Vance had plans to ski at Sugarbush Resort this weekend with his wife and 2 kids. Several grassroots organizations and protesters lined the streets of Waitsfield, about a mile down the road. Organizers say they believe there were over 1,000 people against the dozens of Trump administration supporters.
I'm a federal employee. I watched 11 of our federal public servants get illegally fired, and it's all due to the complacency of this jerk.
What the? They have no idea why they're out there. Haven't these people heard yet that President Trump won by a large margin? It's not just a handful full of people. When will they wake up? When will they smell the punchy coffee? When? If not now, when? But supporters of J.D. Vance arrived and made their message known. Watch this from WCAX TV.
And as cars drove by, the crowd continued to grow. Meanwhile, in Warren, protesters and supporters shouting back at each other, making their message known.
We are unstoppable. We wanted to give him a positive welcome rally of support of Vermonters and the process and the things that him and President Trump are doing for our great country.
And at the mountain, Secret Service vehicles and personnel could be seen stationed throughout the resort. Skiers say it was exciting to ski at the same mountain with the vice president.
It's awesome. I hope I get to see him. So I hear his kids are in ski school.
I think it's totally fine if J.D. Vance wants to go skiing anywhere he wants. That's great. Come to Vermont. But people have a right, a First Amendment right, to free assembly, free speech.
Reporting in Warren.
Amazing. It's too cold out there to be protesting. And it's too cold to be skiing. Where is the hot skiing? Do they have a hot skiing? No?
I don't think so.
White people love the cold weather. What the? They must not be from Africa. Mommy Africa. I got to take a break. When I come back, straight to your calls. 888-7753-773. The hate news, not the fake news, coming up now. The hate, and he has on proof that the earth is round. You can see on his shirt. The earth is round. Skiing in California is hot skiing, LOL. Culture Joel. Back in a moment.
You've been helped by the show. I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
President Trump, his CNN poll approval rating, 48%. That's not too shabby, given all the anti-Trump propaganda, anti-American propaganda pushed on the suckers. And Trump is addressing a joint session of Congress tomorrow, is the plan. Very cool. Oscars yesterday, whatever. Wildfires are in the Carolinas now. Here it was in the California. Now it's going to be, well, it is already in the Carolinas. Your turn, Carolinas. Be careful out there. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Peterson Show. It is Monday, Female Monday, March 3rd, AD 2025. The rent's due, the rent's past due, or the mortgage, or time to collect, right? Starting Saturday was the first. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls. But Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that a CNN poll taken before that contentious Trump-Zelensky meeting. Did Trump actually kick Zelensky out of the White House? Pretty cool, if true. Shows that most Americans are unhappy with our greatest president, how he's doing his job. Overall, 52% disapprove of his overall job performance, while 48%, that's a nice hefty number, approve. And that Trump-Zelensky fallout president, Donald J. Trump, our greatest, set to address a joint session of Congress Tuesday, tomorrow. For the first time in his second presidential term, came back better, second the best. It will be an opportunity for Trump to reassure voters about his leadership just days after what Commie Nonsense calls a catastrophic White House meeting with Ukraine's unchristian President Volodymyr Zelensky, whom we respect even if he's not that respectful or respectable. On Sunday, European so-called leaders held an emergency summit in London to rally support for the Ukraine. It is that British, lame-o, ridiculous communist so-called Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who runs his mouth, seeks to wrestle control of peace negotiations away from the United States, even though England has no power. Anyway, Russian officials and state media have expressed glee at the highly public diplomatic breakdown the white on the inside White House, meanwhile, is making clear that they view the showdown as an overwhelming win that underscores Trump's America First leadership. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Anyway, the Oscars were yesterday. Hollywood. Full display. Letting it all hang out at the 97th Academy Awards Sunday. How far they've fallen, right? Sean Baker's film Anora won 5 Oscars. Whatever that is. I think I saw a billboard. I thought it was called something else. Including Best Picture and Best Actress for star Mikey Madison. That's a woman, I guess. And it's an independent film. Congrats. Follows a Brooklyn so-called sex worker and her whirlwind romance with the son of a Russian oligarch. Whatever. Other major winners were Adrian Brody, who won, that's a him, his second best actor Oscar, second best actor for his role in The Brutalist. Hadn't heard of it. Zoe Saldana won Best Supporting Actress for Emilia Perez, whatever that is. Kieran Culkin, any relation to Macaulay? I don't know. Won Best Supporting Actor for A Real Pain. Hadn't heard of any of these, but very nice. Congrats. And wildfires, more than 175 wildfires burning across the Carolinas in real news, right? Fueled by dry and windy conditions. The Carolina Forest Fire, 5 miles north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, estimated to be 1,600 acres, 30% contained as of way earlier this morning, I guess. Oh, no, as of Sunday, per the South Carolina Forestry Commission. A passenger aboard a flight to Myrtle Beach Saturday night captured the stunning video of smoke and fire billowing up into the sky from the plane window. Dozens of other wildfires in the region flared up over the weekend. Many have since been contained. They may get a break today. More humidity and lighter winds. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. Hour 2.
stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And my brand new biblical question, it's a doozy. Really. Really, really, really. It's a doozy. Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Amazing question. You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're running around. We are heard around the world. Around the world. So you may be busy, but you still can be listening to the show. You can podcast, but you can be listening on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And you can podcast as well. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. That's Bond JLP Cash App. It's Monday. It's the second hour of Monday. And some of you might be worried, but some people knew, they don't know this, that we take all calls on Mondays. But Mondays is and will always be Female Monday. All my life, I had to fight.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
888-7753-773. Let me go to Las Vegas and talk to KIRK. KIRK, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, what's going on? Glad to be on the air with you.
All this well, KIRK.
You know, I've really enjoyed Trump letting Zelensky have it. I think that inspired his base, most of us. Well, my question to you is, and I think the answer is yes, but I wanted to hear your perspective. Did he handle that with perfect love, or did he have some anger there?
It was perfect love.
Yeah.
It was perfect love. There was no anger. And little Zelensky thought, Zelensky thought that he was going to play a game with Trump. He lost.
Yeah. I mean, oh, man, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
I felt like I was at a sporting event. Maybe I got too emotional. I might have turned into a beta there because I loved it.
Because he was accustomed to just coming over to our country, getting back some money, getting applause for it, and go back to his country with nothing required. Trump said, no, that game is over, buddy. No, I love the way you dealt with him.
Yeah, I did too. And then I look at the left-wing media, and then some of my Libby friends are like, oh, Trump was mean, this and that. And I'm just like, are you guys just double down every chance you can get?
Yeah.
Like, you just believe whatever CNN tells you. And then when Hake just said the approval rating is kind of like, it should be higher. Like, we should all be basking in this. We're not giving him $500 billion.
I wouldn't believe the so-called approval rating, because these people hate Trump. Trump is doing what he promised the people that he would do, and the liberal media and others, right-o Republicans, others don't like it. So it wouldn't matter. I'm glad Trump is in there, and I'm glad so far he's doing what he said he would do to make America great again. That's all I care about.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
It's great.
If the whole world turned against him, that's on them. I love the fact that he's working for us. Finally, a government representative is doing what he said he would do.
Yeah, I'm excited so far.
Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. Let me talk to Jacob out of California. Jacob, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. This is Jacob Fletcher again.
Hey, Jacob. Don't mention your last name.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're right. Well, I got two things. I want to talk about Trump and Vladimir Zelensky, or whatever his name is, Ukrainians. But you were right about my ex-wife. She was not sleeping in the car. She's had a boyfriend this whole time. And I brought her back here to California so she could be with him. And she wanted to stay in Oklahoma. But she had a boyfriend who was right here, right where I brought her back to. I can't believe it.
I don't remember the story, but what are you going to do now that you know?
Well, I called in like, I'm done. I'm done with her. I'm just going to take care of my kids. There's nothing I can do. I've been with her for 20 years. I have 4 kids with her. And she's been talking to this other guy. She gave my son her old phone, and she didn't erase everything off it. And there was an old voicemail of this guy saying, "Hey, babe, it's me. Sorry I couldn't talk to you the other night. Maybe I could talk to you later."
So how are you feeling about it?
I'm shocked right now.
Why?
And she was not that kind of person. She only had sex with me ever. And now
why are you shocked though?
I've truly felt like God brought her in my life, and I'm surprised that she's out of it like that already so quickly.
And so are you glad to see that it wasn't sent by God?
Yeah, yes and no. I feel like I destroyed it. I destroyed it by how I treated her. I mean, I was violent towards her too.
And why?
She has a nasty attitude.
But that's not a reason for you to be violent toward her.
Well, I'm not violent. I wasn't violent towards her towards the end. But
you were violent toward the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And why?
Just the way that she would act. And it was just.
But you knew earlier then in the relationship that you thought that she was sent to you by God, but you knew earlier relationship that she wasn't. Why did you end the relationship then?
I wish it would because...
No, that was the question. Why didn't you?
I was trying to make it work. And,
but if it was from God, why were you trying to make it work? When God gave us saying you don't have to work on it at all, if you thought she was from God, why were you trying to make it work?
Because I seen that we had differences and stuff, and then we had a child, and then we had another child, so I was like, all right, I want to make this work. That's
what I'm trying to understand. You thought she was from God. You found out early in the relationship she was not from God. You had already made 1 baby with her. Why would you make 2 babies with her? Why would you try to...
4.
I mean, before you... Early in the relationship when you found out or realized that she wasn't from God.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really wish that would have happened because now, I got 4 kids with her. I brought her back here to California. I begged her to come back so I could be closer to my mom.
Well, no wonder. Why you want to be next to your mama?
I don't know, because I was going through that stuff with her, and so I just wanted to be around her because she was still alive. And I talked to a bunch of people, and their moms were dead, so I was just like, oh, well, maybe I should be around her until she's alive. But it was a worse mistake because she just started having sex with this guy like since we got back here.
Yeah, you told me.
Everything is out in the open now.
So what you gonna do now?
I just got to be done with her now. I'm not gonna call her. I'm not gonna. I mean, I can't do anything. It's over. She's already with some other guy. I mean, she doesn't want to reconcile.
Here's what I recommend: you forgive her. She got
her?
problems. Yeah, she couldn't help herself, but you be done with it. Don't. Based on what you've said, you don't be angry at her. It's not her fault that you were weak. You were already that way when she met you, and it's not your fault that she was weak. She was already that way when you met her. And so just forgive her, move on with your life, and start working on your life so you don't repeat the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'm going to try that, Jesse. I really, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of lost right now, so that helps.
How are you
I'm
lost?
pretty lost. I mean, I'm homeless right now since we moved back here. The apartments haven't opened up. They said for the 1st, and now they moved all the way to the 18th now, and it's like the manager at the apartments was like, yeah, they're open.
But where's your mama? I thought you said you wanted to live next to your mama.
Yeah, I know. She ain't nowhere to be found.
You can't find your mama?
Nope. She's like, you can't come here. You can't stay here.
So then why didn't you want to stay in California, wherever you are, and be next to your mama, and your mama don't want you to be next to her?
I didn't know it was going to be like that. My whole life is just turning into nothing, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust.
Jacob, here's what I recommend. Do what you want, but I recommend you drop it all and start over. A brand new right now. You start doing the silent prayer, forgive your mother and everybody. Don't hold anything against anyone. That doesn't mean you got to go back to them. You don't have to hang out with them or anything. Just don't resent them. Start doing the silent prayer. And this is a brand new day. And if you start just focusing on you, forget about the past. Do not think about the future. I promise you, if you really put the effort into working on you so you can see, everything will be fine for you.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm trying to start a new life, Jesse.
I just told you how to start it. You started by doing the silent prayer, staying present, and forget about your mama, forget about your wife, and just work on you, and so that you can finally grow up and have your own life.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's like the only thing I can think about her and this guy having sex. That's
Stop thinking about it, Jacob. That's the problem. Yeah. You're listening to thoughts, and all thoughts are all lies all the time. The devil wants you to think about that so he can give you pain, so you can either fight to get this girl back by licking boots. Why don't you stop thinking about it and move on with your life?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do that. I'm taking the steps to do that today.
Yeah, stop.
She's been doing this since October of last year.
Jacob, forget about her. Forget about her.
And
just work on you. You know what she's like now. Leave her to her own misery. And you forget about her. Stop thinking about what she's done and when she was doing it. Let those thoughts pass so you can be free. They're just memories now.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm glad it came out, though.
Yeah. Yeah, now you know, but don't hate her for it. Move on, be done with her, but don't hate so that you don't end up in another trap.
Yeah, and she's still in the same position as me, like living out of motels and stuff.
Yeah. Well, wherever let her live in her own hell. Forget about her.
All right? It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let her go and just forget about it. And do the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes, all right? I got to run because of time. Thank you. Robin is out of Virginia. Thank you, Jacob. Robin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Robin.
Great. I loved your service yesterday. When you told them, it was amazing. And I can't remember exactly what they were asking. I think something about, how would they know? How would it be revealed in their mind? And you said, the light will let you see the darkness. And I just thought, what a perfect example. with the government right now, right? Because light, is come back into the government, and the darkness is screaming.
I know,
just like you say, Daddy's home. Zelensky got it handed to him.
He sure did. What? He was messing with the wrong guy.
Yeah, that's right. He's a beta. I loved it. But see, that's light coming back into the room.
Yeah.
And now the darkness is screaming.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody that's screaming is being hit by this because they're either abusing the system, they're corrupt.
That's a very good
criminal
point. You're absolutely right. What a mess. Thank God that we had Donald Trump in there for right now.
You got that right. The great white hope. And you're the great black hope, Jesse. Thank God for you. That poor guy that just called, Godspeed to him.
Yeah. Amazing.
Listen, there's one more thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
Of course, I have a million things, but I just boiled it down. At the beginning of the show, you said wherever you're listening from, if you're a woman out there in competition with the man working, I just want to say that we've got the feminazis to thank for that.
Yeah. And you're right, they have encouraged that, but each adult individual is responsible for his or her own life. So you can't blame them. Those people have done, you're right, they brought nothing but hell in America. But every person is responsible for their own life, so you can't blame them that the other women are allowing themselves to be drawn into that.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
I stayed home.
They don't have to go along with it. They really don't have to go along with it.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I stayed home and raised my kids, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Can I say one more thing?
Real fast, and I got to run.
Did you hear what Elon said about AI today?
No, I haven't heard it today.
Yeah, it just came out.
What did he say?
They asked AI chat, AI GPT, what was the most consequential or existential threat to America today? War or misgendering? And AI came back with misgendering.
Amazing.
And Elon said,
but
Elon said,
we don't even need AI to tell us that. We already know that. What a mess, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Elon was saying, he's always said AI in good hands good, bad hands bad.
Yeah.
And he's saying what it's saying is basically everybody would have to be dead to stop misgendering.
What a mess. Robin, thank you.
What a mess.
Yeah, what a mess. Thank you, Robin.
Jesse.
You're welcome. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
888-775-3773. Let me go out to Bulgaria and talk to Denny. Denny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good day, Mr. Peterson. Thank you for taking my call. How are you doing today, sir?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
Right on. Mr. Peterson, you had a remarkable church meeting yesterday.
Thank you. It was Mamma Mia.
It was an absolute pleasure to watch it.
Yeah.
Mr. Peterson, you have a tremendous biblical question today.
Why do you want the approval of anyone else?
I no longer want it, and I no longer need it.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate that, man. I want to respond, but I'll have to wait and put my 2 cents in. So at one point, did you want it or needed it?
For the first 28 years of my life.
And why did you want it then?
Because I was insecure. I wasn't sure whether I was doing the right or the wrong thing.
Okay.
I wanted people to be proud of me, and it was an absolute hell. Because no matter what I did, it was never good enough. And now I'm just living my life day by day. Wake up in the morning, go to bed in the evening, and that's it. That's all.
Amazing. Oh, I appreciate that, Denny, your response to it, and I'll have to wait and put my little 2 cents in on Sunday.
Right on. Mr. Peterson, kind regards to your audience and your viewers, and God be with you, sir.
Thank you. You too, man. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Goodbye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. There's a line open. Julie is a first-time caller out of Texas. Julie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Julie.
Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I've only been, listening to you for a few months, and I actually heard about you from InfoWars, and when you were on InfoWars.
Nice.
But but I have two sons, 17 and 19. The 17-year-old lives with my ex-husband, and for like 10 years we've been divorced. I've always blamed him. I am a hateful person, and I've just realized that like 3 months ago over the holidays when my 17-year-old refused to, visit, and because, he's got the spirit of anger from me.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But, anyway.
What is it like? What is it like seeing how evil you are?
It's actually kind of nice.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds weird.
No, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And it's just been, a real revelation. I listen to you like every day. Even your old, things from 15 years ago.
Right.
I just love listening to, and I'm just coming to terms with the evil inside me.
And did you apologize to your sons yet?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. And but he's still my 19-year-old lives with me. He is actually high functioning autistic. Very sweet young man who but at the same time I impose my will so much on my children.
Yeah.
And I try to control, and I'm just trying to step back from that and go, and also the forgiving my mother. I never realized how much I hate my mother.
Yep. All human beings hate their mothers. Male and females hate their mothers.
And the reason I hate my mother is she's like, she manipulates through sadness.
Yes.
And so therefore it's like I have two sisters and a brother. I could never tell them I hate mom, but I mean, I think we all have that same feeling. Like my older sister is now caring for her. She's going to be 80 this year, and she's very in poor health, and
your mother.
And it's just, I'm so resentful.
Why not put her in an old folks home?
I know.
No, that was a question.
Well, that's up to my sister. I mean, I live a few hours away.
Oh, okay.
It may come to that. Who knows? My sister might give out before my mom. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have to go forgive her, and I'm, scared to do that.
Is she 80?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you afraid of an 80-year-old woman?
Well, I mean, I'm afraid of her for probably, because we talk like once a week. We used to talk all the time, and then I cut it back to once a week, and I just dread talking to her, especially since discovering how much I resent her.
Yeah.
Because I never really even knew that. I'm 56. I mean, and I've spent my whole life just living in this kind of hell. I'm on my third marriage.
What a mess!
That's just, yeah. Even though, I mean, he appreciates. We watch you together sometimes. I think I watch you a lot more, but he appreciates your message and that I'm, discovering these. It's made our relationship better.
Right on.
Because he'll come to me with stuff, and I'll say, "That's your decision. I have to,
Right on.
But yeah. But I just wanted to thank you I've been meaning to call and say hi.
You're welcome, but you got to go and face your mother.
Yeah.
And
I know.
You're fortunate that she's still alive so you can shake in your boots and face her. And, hey, mother, I've been resenting you all my life. I realize now you can have to. You don't have to have the exact words, but you can forgive her so you can be free. Because once you face her in fear, shaken in fear, you're going to see that the fear was never real, that it was an illusion, and it has been controlling you all your life, and it was never real. But and you're only afraid of her because you're angry at her. Anyone who has anger has fear. And so you're only afraid of her because of the anger, but the anger will leave and you will be free and you'll be fine. But you got to face
what I'm hoping. Yeah, I know. That's good. That's got to be, you know, coming very soon. And, you know, I just realized, you know, I'm the one, I destroyed my family with my anger.
Yeah.
And I've just wanted to say, oh, it's because my husband, you know, had an affair and left me for this other woman who, by the way, has just as much hell in her as I do.
Absolutely.
We can't even be around. We can't be around each other. So my son, who's 17, has lived with her for the last 6 years. I mean, he's, you know, I'm worried about him, but I know that I can't, all I can do is apologize. I can't try to manipulate him and say, oh, you've got to forgive me, and you also have to forgive your stepmom because of all the, you know, imposing that she's done on you. But that's got to be his journey. I mean, it's taken me my whole life to realize just I can think back to 5 years old resenting my mother, you know.
Yes. All human beings, not one. All human beings must forgive their mothers. Everyone who are born of the flesh, and we all are, must be born of the spirit. And now that you can see that you resent her, you hate her, you got to forgive her, and God will forgive you. And I don't care what has happened in your life, it'll be done with. It'll be over. And today is a brand new start for you.
Thank you. And one last thing is, you know how you say she's crying, she's lying?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I've stopped crying.
When she's crying, she's lying.
So I really appreciate that. I'll keep listening, Jesse, and I'll call back after I forgive my mom.
Okay. Have you started doing the silent prayer yet?
Yes.
You stay with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I know. I love the silent prayer. I even though the thoughts are there and all of that, then I have some quietness in there.
Yes.
And I'm very reluctant to do it, but then once I start doing it, I love it.
I want you to know that that's not you that's reluctant to do it. It's the spirit of the imagination of thoughts that don't want you to do it. And they speak through you. They sound like you. And they try to make you think it's you, because the last thing evil want is for you to be still and give up fighting and let God take over. They don't want you to do that. They'd rather for you to hoop and holler and pray to God and beg and whine and please God. But they don't want you to be still and see and let go. So you stay with it and don't call those thoughts you anymore. They're not you. The emotions are not you. None of it is you. So stop identifying with them.
Yeah. I mean, and it feels like I've been listening to you a lot longer than a few months. I mean, I just very much appreciate you.
You're welcome. And you stay with it, stay with it, all right?
Okay, Jesse.
And forgive your mother no matter who won't forgive. You forgive her, and God will. Don't ask for forgiveness. You apologize for being angry at her, and God will forgive you.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm going to do it soon.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay, Jesse. Thanks, Jesse.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Quick break. 888-775-3773. Back in a moment.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old, and ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with.
Okay, folks, Jesse's here. Remember I told you about GoldCo? I just want to remind you, as I've always done, I reminded people, hey, you should invest in land. And you should. Buy yourself a piece of land, men and women. And while you're at it, buy some gold. Invest in gold. You are responsible for you. Invest in gold, men and women. Because, lady, you can't rely on the guys anymore. They're beta, they're mama boys. You cannot rely on them. So you have to take control of your life as well. Invest in gold. Gold has always been seen as a safe haven because it's something real to invest in. Property is real and gold is real. And don't worry about the property now. If you can't go property, get yourself some gold. You got to start somewhere. And for my listener, GoldCo and I have a special promo going on for you. All right? For my listeners, that's amazing. Qualified accounts receive a 10% instant match in bonus silver. That's worth repeating. Qualified accounts receive a 10% instant match bonus in silver. So check it out. Go to JesseLovesGold.com. Jesse Loves Gold, or call 855-644-GOLD. That's 855-644-GOLD. If you don't invest in yourself, who will? Go gold, and then eventually you'll be able to buy all the property you want. Tell GoldCo Jesse sent you. Amazing.
I've been trying to bend the rules since I barely was walking. I've been trying harder all my life, cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation out of here. I can get it off.
Okay, welcome back. 888-775-3773. Here's that brand new episode of Punching today at 2 p.m. today. Watch this.
The man himself, Jesse Lee Peterson.
That woman doesn't look like she's interested in that guy. Zero.
but it's
down.
not about looks.
What?
Is it just me, or do men who act effeminate look worse than women who act sort of butch?
Love don't judge, hate.
And love don't live there anymore. Love don't live here anymore.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
No, Nick.
Okay. Back in your time, was there people who were out and about street preaching?
We ain't had no street preaching.
Okay, because they say that Jesus went about the people and he would like preach the gospel, go amongst the people and preach the gospel.
Jesus tried to get from Israel to
and on the way,
because he had to die. On the road he ran, but he went out there with no microphone. Amazing. Punching TV, brand new episode at 2 p.m. today. Check it out. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, and all that. All right? And last but not least, personal shout-outs. I'll do them for you. Personal shout-out, birthday shout-out, wedding shout-outs, all that shout-outs. Encouragement. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Let me go to Canada and talk to Andrew.
We're calling him right now.
Andrew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What up, Jess?
How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All is well.
Excellent, excellent. Just wanted a chance to. And by the way, thank you so much for the service last night. That was amazing. Oh, yesterday morning.
It was amazing. You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. It's going to become clearer and clearer for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was amazing to see how relevant everybody's story is.
Yes.
And I could see myself in everyone's story.
Everybody on earth have the same problems.
That's
everyone.
Right.
Situations might be a little different in some instances, but everyone has the same problem. And
yes.
And the way to overcome is the same. You must drop the anger. You must forgive.
100%. 100%. I completely agree. I wanted to answer the biblical question today, if I could.
Why do you want the approval of anyone else?
I used to want my mother's approval because I used to judge her. And because I would judge her, I would also judge myself. And I wanted her judgment. She was like a god to me. She whatever she said, it would dictate how my emotions would be. And if she said she was proud of me, then I was happy that day. And if she said I did something wrong, then I was miserable that day. And,
amazing.
And when I listened to you about, I think I called you maybe 3 years ago, and I listened to the message of forgiveness. I went back. I told her, I'm sorry for resenting you all these years. And what ended up happening was I could hear my thoughts. And as she would talk to me, she would always say things like, why don't you come over and let me buy you something? And I would accept it. But she would say, like, why don't you spend some time with me and let's go to a coffee shop? And I would say, no, I have my own life. I got to get back to work.
Yeah.
And then she would say, you haven't really forgiven me. You're still holding something against me because you don't want to spend time with me. And I would listen to the thought, and I wouldn't argue with her. I wouldn't feel anything inside of me that would say, no, and, start arguing. I would just say, okay, you're allowed to think what you want.
Absolutely.
And I would just move on. And I would notice that I stopped wanting everybody's approval.
Amazing. Well, I really want to say something about that, but I got to wait. But very, very interesting, Andrew. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you, man.
I'll be watching. And I got one final question for you.
And stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Go ahead.
I will. Thank you, sir. When is Punchie's coffee coming to Canada? I'd like a cup.
Nice. We're working on that. We got a bunch of people who are asking about the coffee, and we're working on it.
I can't wait. All right,
buddy. Thank you,
Thank
Andrew.
you so much.
Thank
you. Have a good one, sir.
You
Take
too.
care.
All right. Stay with it. Amazing. Super chat. Super
chats.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, someone says, thinking about God is the devil's work. I don't need to think about him. He's right here, right now.
Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. I understand what Jesus meant when he said he came here to divide. Think about a house now. Because of what Jesus has done, the house has 2 rooms. It's like the body. Evil is in me, but we aren't one anymore.
Amazing. Stay with it. Amazing. Thank you.
Matthew bought a coffee. I'll apologize twice in person to both my parents for being angry at them for their flaws. If there is conflict about forgetting to mention certain words you recommend or talking about a negative situation or action that happened, is that a trick from the devil or real?
That's from the devil. Once you've gone and apologized, the devil goes, oh, you didn't do it right. You didn't say it the way Jesse said to say it. You didn't do this. All lies. You got to stop believing thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So you don't need to keep going back. Go back no more. Just practice being present and watch and let life happen for you. Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, says Matthew.
Yeah.
Samantha bought a coffee. My boyfriend lives with me, and we're splitting bills, but he doesn't want to split the final energy bill. Is that appropriate, or is he just being cheap?
Well, I don't know because I don't know you guys' financial situation or anything, but you need to know if he's refusing to pay and he has the money to pay, I would be concerned about that. Maybe he should have his own place and maybe you should have your own so you can get to know each other better and see if it's meant to be. I wish you well, Samantha. Amazing.
Popcorn's Thump Keg bought a coffee. Jesse, you posted recently on X.
I did.
Follow JLP Talk on X.
Thank you.
He who loves his mama and daddy hates God. That's what she said. Why do you think that a person who loves their parents hate God? You have said that people should love everyone. Does that not include your parents? How does someone loving their parents mean that they hate God? Which is what you posted.
Well, you have to love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and through him, you'll be able to love all. But if you love your parent, it's just a fallen state love. It's not real love. And it will keep you from looking within and overcoming. You don't love your parents. You hate your parents. But when you forgive, it's not going to be you loving them, but the Father in you would love them through you. Human beings do not have love. Human beings do not have love. Human beings do not have love. Work on yourself and you'll see. Go and forgive them so you can see what I'm talking about. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you, Popcorn.
Yeah.
Commander Kim with a Rumble rant. Trump told Zelensky how the cow ate the cabbage.
That's for sure. Oh, man. I'm like, okay, right on. The great white hope. Unless he didn't know what to do. Poor. And then he told, you know what? You can't have no life with us. Get out of here. So I'm told.
That's right. That's what I heard.
They're supposed to be having lunch right after the meet, but no lunch up in here.
No free lunch.
Right. Go to McDonald's. Amazing. Thank you.
If they let you in. Nobody in particular with a couple 100 and try again. Nice.
Thank you. Amazing.
Lori bought a coffee. My biblical question answer.
Why do you want the approval of anyone else? Why?
Because evil wants me to believe the illusion that I'm right or good if I get approval from others.
Thank you. I'll put my little 2 cents on Sunday. Amazing. Thank you.
Zachary, 3 coffees. A cup of Punchie's coffee in my Bond mug makes me think I'm a rebuilt man. But that's not a practical thought. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Amazing. Get your coffee. It's so good. Punchy coffee. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/store. It is good. And every dime goes right back to the organization to help us to help others. Thank you.
Thank you, Zachary.
Yeah.
Keith bought a coffee. The flat earth versus round earth argument that has grown so prevalent lately is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it matters anyway at all. It seems like it's just a fake idea that both sides love arguing about for the thrill. What do you think, Jesse?
Two devils arguing. Stop the argument. No more arguing. Don't argue with hell inside your imagination, and don't argue with hell inside of others. Let them think what they want to think. You stay with you and work on you. Amazing. Thank you.
Commander Kim with another Rumble rant. Correct, Jesse. Rubio tried to get Zelensky, I think, to sign the agreement, but Zelensky insisted on coming to the White House to sign. Then, in front of the media, Zelensky changed the terms of agreement. That's why Rubio mad as the Pope. And JD called out Zelensky.
He sure did. This Zelensky guy got to regret what he did.
I heard he apologized later.
He did?
I don't know if he specifically said, I'm sorry.
He got to regret what he did. He let the devil and somebody else get to his mind, and he screwed up. And then he got to run over there to Europe, and some European leader got to hug him like they got something going on, meaning they have more to offer him than we do. That guy got to regret what he's done if he hasn't already regretted. He will regret it. Amazing. He messed with the wrong people. This wasn't Joe Biden or Barack Obama or any of those people. This was the real deal that he was dealing with. Amazing. Thank you.
Hannes, a generous 7 coffees. Amazing Sunday service. I loved God is not in religion. We are to worship in spirit and truth. And the clarification of the silent prayer was helpful. Add to that, Trump and J.D. Vance confronting Zelensky, whatever. Christmas came earlier this year.
Right on.
Thanks, Hans.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Amazing. Stay with it, stay with it. I'm telling you, if you stay with it, you're going to have perfect peace right here on earth. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't have it. And don't let anyone tell you that anger is good. Anger separates you from God. It separates you from the light. And you will always be in the darkness, calling darkness light. Amazing. Thank you.
Tim gave a Cash App Donations Day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Bond JLP on Cash App. And Lin Yan Shin says forgiveness is casting aside your care for insecurity inside you and inside others. Apology is begging for mercy, slavery. Apology is not forgiveness, says Lin Yan Shin.
That's for sure. Amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all. Thanks for your support. Let me go to BRANDI out of Hawaii. BRANDI, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, BRANDI.
Hey, I've been homeschooling my son for 2 months now, and it's been great.
How old is he?
6.5.
Right on. That's amazing. And you like teaching him?
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that I'm autistic too.
You what?
He's autistic. He's autistic, and just studying him and trying to figure out how the best way to teach him, it's making me remember my childhood, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm autistic too. And that's where he gets it from.
Amazing. Well,
we just need to be taught differently, you know?
Yeah, I wish you well with it, and I've said for a long time that parents who send their children to a public school today, they are doing it because they hate their children, and they're about themselves, and they don't care about their children at all. The mother that will not stay home with the man's children, she hates the man and she hates his children. It's so unfortunate, but that's what we have in America today. No love.
Yeah. I really didn't want to send him to school, but when they diagnosed him with autism, the school and the doctors kind of pressure you into it. Socializing is supposed to help him. But I would pick and drop him off, and he just did not care to hang out with kids. And I'm like, why am I forcing him?
Right.
And he was coming home every other week sick. Like, every other week. It was crazy. I was like, is this normal? And since he's been out, he has not been sick at all.
Amazing.
It's like, are you guys purposely getting him sick?
And did your husband is in agreement with you about homeschooling?
Yeah, he's really happy too, because we're saving money, not having to do the drive. We're having so much more time on our hands.
Right on.
We're not in a rush, like we have to be out the door at 7 in the morning, and now we can teach him anytime. There's no schedule that we have to actually stick with. We can kind of just do it on his time, and it seems like he's super happy.
Right on.
We're very happy.
Well, you stay with it, and congratulations. Stay with it.
Thank you. And I was listening to the guy yesterday in church, how he was talking about being sick, and I was sick for a long time. In fact, before I was listening to you, I realized I was doing the silent prayer when I was a kid, and I kind of stopped. And when I got sick, I didn't know what else to do but to go back to the silent prayer, and I sat in the hospital for 2 months. I was in the hospital for a long time. And the TV was on, but it was turned down, and I just sat there watching my thoughts, waiting for Jesus to walk in the room. He never did. And I'm kind of shocked that he didn't, because I was expecting him a few times. But I just wanted to say, sometimes I think that God, even though you're, at that time, I was studying him and learning the Bible, and I was wondering, why am I going through this? And I think that sometimes God allows this to happen for like a test. He's like testing you. Do you trust me?
No, God does not test.
No, you don't think so?
I know so.
I don't know why he put me through that hell, because it was horrible.
He didn't put you through the hell. You put yourself through the hell.
I got myself sick?
Because you believed in hell. But just
Well, I
stay
came
with
out
it.
of it.
Right. Stay with it and overcome. But God does not test. He does not put you through anything. He leave it up to you whether you want to overcome or not, but he does not test. God is all loved, and he would never test his children.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, somehow I'm healed, like I was telling you, I
Right
had
on.
surgery a few months ago, and
Yeah.
I'm doing really well now.
Well, you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And it's going to get better. And never let the devil or anyone tell you that God tests you. He does not test.
Okay. Gotcha.
Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you. Talk to you next time.
Okay. Amazing. Bye now. 888-775-3773. John is a first-time caller out of North Carolina. John, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, John.
Hey, I was wanting to call and tell you about, I was listening in on I just wanted to let you know, man, I appreciate everything you're talking about, man. I agree with all kinds of stuff you got going on. It's especially like the homeschool stuff.
Yes.
Whenever I didn't know God at all, and was wild, crazy. Anyway, I got married before I even knew God, and it caused problems. But anyway, wound up having kids, and when we started having kids, and my wife was working at the time, next thing you know, I started reading the Bible a little bit about the woman supposed to be the keeper at the home. And, man, I just straight up told her, I said, you're going to be at home watching the kids, especially with all that division going on, like critical race theory, all this stuff, just divide and all that mess. And, man, I was worried about my kids having a social life. Like, are they going to be? They do just fine.
Yes.
I don't I think it's just a lie of the devil with people worried about their kids going to be, is my kid going to be able to do sports or this? There's all kinds of other sports they can do. We actually there's Christian schools, right? And they let homeschoolers come in and play the sports.
Yeah.
I mean, the doors are open if you just do it. And another lie of the devil is that I went through with that is once you're used to two incomes coming in, the devil will mess with your mind and be like, well, you're going to lose this income. You sure you want your wife to quit? I just shut it all down. I said, no, the Bible says a woman's a homemaker. She's supposed to be at home. That's the way it's going to be.
Yes.
And, man, my bills has been paid every time.
Yep.
And just trusting him. And but one of my thing is I want to know when Jesse Lee Peters is going to run for president.
Amazing. When Donald Trump is done and JD is done, then I'll run.
Are you for real? Because I'm going to vote for you, brother.
No.
I'm telling you, it is. You crack me up. All the people. I like how you're able to flip it on people and be able to use I guess you call it reverse psychology. When you get hit with hard questions. Man, I've actually been practicing that, if you'll know the truth. To be honest with you, I've been practicing it. And, man, you make my day. I'll tell you, I ain't even never met you, but I hope to one day.
Right on. John, you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And it's only going to get better for you. If you stay with it, it cannot get worse. It can only get better.
I appreciate it, man. Like I say, you make my day. I love your show. And I listen to you all the time. I just wanted to give you a little bit of encouragement because I know a lot of people come on there and complain to you.
Well, I appreciate that, John. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir, man. You stay with it, too, and I enjoy it. I'll be listening to it even after we get off the phone.
Right on. Amazing. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir, brother. Have a good day.
You too, buddy. Nice. 888-775-3773. Rich out of Connecticut. Rich, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, thank you, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
All is well.
Good. So I guess I was just thinking while I was listening. Have you ever been to Connecticut?
I have. Absolutely.
Okay, nice. So I called you about a year ago, and you told me to call back. So I called back with some good news. I called you because I was supposed to take a trip. I had to take a trip with my mother to go down to a wedding, and I told you it was going to be hell on earth. And but guess what? She ended up having to get a knee replacement, and I didn't have to go with her, so I just got to go by myself and have a nice old time. So that was good.
Nice.
That was a good thing.
Yeah. Rick, can you
anyway,
hold for me?
Yes.
Hold on. I got to take a break. We're at the top of the hour. Do not hang up. I got to take a break. The hate news, not the fake news coming in, and I'll be back in a moment. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment.
Some serious mess going on in the world. The measles outbreak. Kids die of pneumonia and RSV, respiratory syncytial virus. But they're calling it measles sometimes, maybe. Don't know. And Blue Ghost. Landing on the moon. Get excited. There's a boba chain bigger than McDonald's or Starbucks, at least in terms of the number of locations that they have. That's China for you, a very populous place. And 48,000 have died in Gaza, according to some people, right? If you believe that. And Israel is blocking aid to Gaza until Hamas agrees to new conditions. So it's a big mess. And Pope Francis says war seems absurd. He's been sick. This is the end of hour 2 of the JLP Peterson Show. It is Female Monday, but guys can call in too. Hang tight, callers. There is one line open. It is March 3rd, 2025 AD. You can call in right now during Hake News, Not Fake News. And JLP will be right back for the third and final hour of today's show. A measles outbreak in Texas has grown to nearly 150 cases, according to Commie Nonsense Network, according to the Texas Department of State Health Services, if you believe them, which I believe it. Last week, state health officials announced the outbreak's first supposed death, an unvaccinated school-aged child who had been hospitalized in Lubbock. And don't know what else he had going on that actually killed him, whether it was the measles that pushed him over the edge or what, him or her. It was the first measles death, according to Commie Nonsense, in a decade in the United States. HHS Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., rest in peace, JFK, I guess, said in an opinion piece in Fox News Sunday that parents should consult with health care providers, quote, to understand what their options are to get the MMR, measles, mumps, rubella, vaccine for their children. Kennedy has a history of questioning vaccines, right, and criticizing them in some cases. He did not explicitly recommend the vax. Rather, he said the outbreak was a call to action for all of us to reaffirm our commitment to public health. Oh, no. An uncrewed spacecraft called Blue Ghost successfully landed on the moon on Sunday. Explain that, space deniers. Making the Texas-based Firefly Aerospace only the second private sector company ever to complete such a feat. So cool. FEAT, by the way. The lunar lander touched down on the moon's near side around 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time and captured stunning footage during its descent. In February 2023, another Texas-based space company, Intuitive Machines, became the first private sector company to soft land a vehicle on the moon. But broadly speaking, about half of all lunar landing attempts have ended in failure. Pretty cool. Blue Ghost is part of a privately owned fleet helping NASA, which does not mean lies, in its aim to return astronauts to the moon later this decade. And by the way, there's this big boba chain. It's bigger than McDonald's or Starbucks. It's mi sue bing cheng, which means honey, snow, ice city. And it's doing well. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. That's 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, a brand new biblical question for this week. By the way, the men's forum this week. I forgot to mention that in the first 2 hours. This is the first Thursday of the month. Coming up this Thursday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, at 7 p.m. for men only. And the biblical question, why do you want the approval of anyone else? Think about that. Why do you want that? Why do you want the approval of anyone else? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/ what? Show. jesseleepeterson.com/ show. I was asking, and if you're out and about, doing whatever you're doing, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad, no matter where you are and what you're doing, by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App is Monday. Every Monday is and will always be Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. 888-7753-773. So I mentioned last week that I have something to tell you about water. And my PR guy, he told me about, I had heard this on the local news about the water thing. And then he mentioned it to me. So I wanted to tell you about that. I want to, while he's coming in, my PR guy, and I want to talk to Rick. I had to put Rick on hold. Rick, thanks from Connecticut. Hey. Thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Of course. Thank you.
I mean, so, Rich, not Rick.
Rich, yeah. Yes. That's all right. Yeah. So my first piece of good news for you was about that trip. You told me to call you to tell you how the trip went, and I was on my own, so just like the way I should be.
Yes.
But secondly, I didn't know what the biblical question is when I called in today, but it goes along with what I wanted to tell you. But I haven't been drinking any alcohol for like the past 2 weeks, and you're really the first person that I've told this to. So I guess I just wanted to kind of give an encouragement, because that's a hard thing to let go sometimes. But I felt physically so much better, and realizing that I'm better off without it. But
and how were you able to stop drinking it?
I think I've been to a lot of recovery meetings, and a man that I used to spend some time with that ran the meetings, he would always say, like, there's a saying people say, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired.
Right.
I don't know if you ever heard that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it just finally caught up to me long enough that I am sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, because I'd always like, you know, it was worth it for me to drink at night. I would tell myself, it's okay, I'll feel bad tomorrow, but it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
But now my mindset has kind of switched where it's worth it for me to
Right
not
on.
drink, because I know I'll feel better the next day. So my mind has kind of reversed itself, which is a good thing. But
Right on.
I haven't told many people because I didn't want to get kind of puffed up in the ego of it.
Nice.
And that goes along with the biblical question.
Why
Even like
do
with my
you-
wife.
Why do you want the approval of anyone else?
Well, I think we want the approval because it gives us the thrill and it puffs us up, you know. So even with my wife, I've been wanting to say to her, hey, have you noticed? She notices. I know she notices. I didn't have to say, hey, do you notice that I haven't been drinking? Because she notices on her own. I don't need for me to say that to her is like so I can get her approval and she could say, good job, Rich. Good job. You did it. You know.
That's right.
But this leads me into my question. The thing I've been thinking about is about the ego and being puffed up, because I work with a lot of females really in education, and there's a lot of puffed up females do a lot of stuff for ego and thrills and all that. But
yeah.
What I was thinking about is Jesus and did he have an ego? Did Jesus? I think that would be an interesting thing to have a discussion about. Did Jesus have an ego, that part of us that got puffed up? And if he did not have an ego, why? You know, what did he do to keep himself away from? You know, when he was healing people or doing good stuff, how did he not get puffed up? And how did he control that part of himself that takes over and wants the approval of man? So we don't have to have the whole discussion. I was wondering if what you thought to think about that. Did Jesus have an ego when he was here on earth? Did he have to struggle with that?
He definitely had one. He had one. And then he took it on, because the ego is the nature of evil, right? And so because evil had control over men and women, mankind, and they were subject to it, they have the nature of evil, they were subject to it, and they could not do right. And so Christ came, he took it on so that he could die from it, so that we too can die from that old nature and live the nature of God. So absolutely, that's what he died from, and that's what we all have to die from. If we want to be free, we must die from the ego nature.
Right. So that's really what I'm trying to work, because I feel like that's something that has controlled me. But I used to do the drinking was really just a control thing to help me sleep, thinking that it was going to help me sleep at night. But now the silent prayer, I've been really for over a year been trying to practice that as much as possible. But that really helps. Not that it helps me put me to sleep, but it just helps me control my thoughts, I guess. So that's a good thing.
Overcome
and then my last thing is, can you tell your
have you, don't forget your thought, but have you forgiven your mother?
No, that's one thing. If I'm honest with you, I just don't have the courage yet. And I know I got to face it. I listen to you say it all the time. I got to just look hell in the face and face it. I just haven't. I just need to. I know I need to do it. If I'm honest, I just haven't had the courage to do it, because I feel like I have been controlled by my mother my whole life. Even I'm 42 now, you know. And I guess it's the feeling of like, I always feel bad for my mother. You know what I mean? My father left her. She didn't have any money. She couldn't pay her mortgage. You know what I mean? It's that feeling of like, I feel bad for my mother.
That's evil to feel bad for anyone. You don't have a right to feel bad for anyone. You're playing God.
I know.
Your mother brought all of her mess up herself, and it has nothing to do with your father. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and I guess as I get older, as a child, as you grow up, I feel like you think like your parents are, I guess, maybe equal with God. They teach you what's right and wrong, and You know, so.
But they don't teach you
something.
what's right or wrong, because they don't know what's right or wrong. They teach you to
Yeah, I
suffer
know.
in life.
That's true. That's true. So,
And
that's
so
something
why
I
have
gotta
you,
work on.
when you say you don't have the courage, are you waiting for the courage to face? How old are you?
42.
And are you waiting for the courage to face her?
Yeah, it's fear.
But
it's afraid. It's afraid. It's again that same thing. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt her. I'm afraid I'm gonna cause her. She's had enough pain in her life, and I'm gonna add one more piece of pain to her. So that's why it's really difficult for me. But even just what you just said, she brought it upon herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you're never going to have courage until you face her. You can't get the courage and then face her. You get the courage by facing it. You overcome fear by facing it, not trying to get the courage first.
Yeah, but the good thing is that she's still alive, and we both live relatively near each other, so there's a lot of opportunity. I just have to take the opportunity. So
and don't worry about how her response to it is. You forgive her and God will forgive you. Then you will have courage. Courage will disappear, fear will disappear, and you will have perfect courage.
Thank you. And then one last thing, can you tell your producers or whoever does the music, when you go to break one of these days, can you play this song, The Wall Going Up? The Wall Going Up.
You hear that, Nick? Yes,
I want to hear that song. We haven't heard that one for a while, so I want to hear that one because The Wall Going Up. So,
the wall going up, and it's still going up. That's right.
That's right.
We definitely will.
Thank you. Thank you for your help, Jesse. Okay, I listen to you. I'm on the East Coast, but I listen. I really listen Thursday a lot. Bible Thumper Thursday. I like that show. I didn't have to work today, so I wanted to call today. But
right on.
I have appreciate just your words, and you've been a help to me, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, all right?
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. So we talked a while back about water and how everybody and their mama carry around water everywhere because the commercials and retail people convince the people that you need water all the time. So buy water and carry it with you everywhere, and the people do it because they don't think for themselves. And they carry bottles of water around. And then at one time, they would carry the water around in bottles. And then the plastic people like, we can't make any money. You need to carry your water around in plastic. And everybody started carrying the water around in plastic. And I said out loud, why do you need water all day, every day, right? All day, at least. Your body will let you know when you need water. Well, nobody like, no, you need water all the time. Your body built the water, you need water all the time. But your body let you know when you need water, and they didn't believe it. And now my PR guy has discovered that I was right after all. And this is Omeed, my PR guy.
You're expert. You're biology expert today.
What did you discover about water?
So one of these gurus, one of these health gurus and longevity gurus is talking about, he's also a bio researcher, and he's talking about how one of the main causes to migraines apparently is a mineral imbalance in, basically you absorb salts and things by osmosis. So if you have too much water and not enough minerals, you ended up absorbing that mineral and then flushing it and peeing it out.
Yeah.
So if you're not drinking enough minerals and salts and just chugging water all day long, you're basically creating your own migraine headaches by flushing your body of the stuff it needs.
Amazing. And they said women get migraine headaches a lot. Did you tell me something like that?
Well, I just told you that thinking anecdotally to everyone I know who thinks they're so healthy and is always chugging water.
Yeah.
They're the same people who are complaining about migraines all day long.
Amazing. And it doesn't, look like common sense would tell a human being, well, you don't need water all day. You don't need to haul around water. But for some reason, it doesn't tell them that.
No. We've been brainwashed by this drink 8 glasses of water a day thing. They've been telling us that for years, and nobody knows where this 8 came from. It's just a thing that they say.
And so are you, did you carry water around at one time? Or are you still doing that?
I bring my own water just because I don't trust anybody to bring to give me water.
Right.
But it's more about the purity of the water. I don't need to chug it all day long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's crazy how people carry around bottles and bottles of water in the car, at the gym. Everywhere they go, they got water and gugging it out all day. I'm like, your body don't need that much water.
It's also there's this fashion thing too. The best Christmas present was this big jug from some particular company, and they came in 100 different colors. So all the ladies wanted that special jug.
A clear plastic thing is not enough for the ego. They have to beautify it. And then I have a friend who does that, and he buy these expensive things for water. He's like, look at this. I'm like, what? It's expensive for water. I'm like, Lord have mercy. What a mess.
What a mess.
It's crazy how commercials can convince all of us, if we're not paying attention, to do whatever they want you to do. They can make you dress the way they want you to dress. They make you buy water. They make you eat what they want you to eat. They make you take medication that you don't need or the ones they want you to take. And the people just blindly go for it.
Yeah. Well, the next joke is that first they tell you to drink more water than you need, and now all these health experts want to sell you electrolytes and minerals and salts, special ones.
Amazing.
When you could just live normally and have a normal diet and you'd be fine.
God made it so we can know what our body needs, when it needs it, when it wants. It tells us when we're hungry. It tells us when we're thirsty. It tells us when we're tired. It tells us when to go to sleep and when to wake up. It tells us everything.
Yep.
It used to until the people stopped listening to them. So Joel Friday just say, CAPPP, what does that mean?
Cap. He's saying we're
cap.
lying.
Huh?
Joel's a water chugger.
He's saying cap, meaning he does not believe such talk.
He doesn't believe it?
He's a water chugger.
He said it called hydration, Jesse. But the body lets you know when you need water so you're not hydrated. What? And it lets you know how much. And then my producer, Derek, he carries around a big jug of water. It's amazing the game that the world play on the people.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I shouldn't buy...
Big cap.
Yeah, that means you're a big lie. That's what Joel's saying.
Oh.
But you're telling me... So you guys are telling me I don't need to buy one of these?
That's the one you need, where you can keep your
What?
popcorn. That's that gift that all the ladies wanted this Christmas.
What is that?
It's like a Stanley cup. You can put your liquid in there, water or more, and then look, it has this attachment where I can put snacks.
You can put
That's
water
like a
in
bowl. Yeah, it's like a bowl attachment that lets me put.
It's a big thermos. It's like a big jug.
Oh,
but it has all these.
And so people eat and drink while they're driving?
And they take these on their walk. When they need to go on the walk, they prepare. They make little videos.
So you say popcorn and stuff when you're walking too?
Yeah. Well,
well, why not just stay home and eat?
There you go. Most people do now.
What a mess.
What a mess.
Hate said, but whosoever drinks of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him as well as a well of water, springing up into everlasting life. John 4:14. That's Jesus. Hake is giving us the word.
Thank you, Hake. So if we believed in Jesus, we wouldn't have to drink any water, according to Hake.
Oh, so your body told you it's good to have soda pop with peanut in it. Yes. My body said, hey, you want some strawberry pop with peanuts. Absolutely. Well, the devil may have told me that. Amazing. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
What a mess, huh?
Oh, yeah. All day long.
Lord have mercy. I want to thank you, man. I have a quick question for my experts now. I didn't know I was going to ask them about this, but I want to know what they think about this. And then I get to all of your calls. I need my experts on this. And Nick, I want to go to soundbite 3-2A. This is from Fox 2 in Detroit. What's her name? Tatiana Williams, 29, said she asked for help for months as she struggled with housing for her family before 2 of her children died from apparent hypothermia during a freezing night in Detroit. Watch this first soundbite from Fox 2 Detroit.
Everybody who know me know I worship the ground them kids walked on.
The 29-year-old mother of the 2 kids that likely froze to death Monday in the parking structure of the Hollywood casino.
Maybe I asked the wrong people for help, but that was the only thing I did wrong.
Tatiana, remembering how many times she reached out for a place to live, she asked the father of the 2 kids that died.
He had an excuse every time. Either he's working, they can't come where he living. He lived with a female and the parents and them don't want kids there or something.
She also asked the city of Detroit for help.
I reached out in November. I reached out before that. I've been on the CAM list for a long time. And every time I called and asked if they have a bed, they said they don't have family beds.
So the 7 of them had been sleeping in their 2002 Town & Country van since November. But the kids had everything else.
They ate every day, all day. Goodies, food. They didn't want for nothing. Every day they went to school. I had one mistake.
But, and the woman's mother was in the car while the children died. Watch this.
And the kid's grandmother, 49-year-old Yvette Goodman, was also in the van that day. Did the van run out of gas?
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea.
Did you fall asleep?
Yes.
And then when you woke?
Only night I fell asleep. I usually be woke.
And when you woke up, what happened?
My grandson wasn't moving.
A GoFundMe account has been set up to help the family.
That's one of the reasons we did set the GoFundMe up, so she will be able to have housing for herself and the children, her other remaining children.
We'll put a link to the GoFundMe account on our website, fox2detroit.com.
That's all I wanted to do was sleep somewhere safe.
In Detroit, Charlie Langton, Fox 2 News.
And then from WDIV, the mother claimed her kids could never freeze, could have never frozen to death. Watch this.
The Detroit mother, who was living in a van when 2 of her 4 kids died from possible cold exposure, has now been given a new home. Tatiana Williams was given the house thanks to the city of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. The home comes freshly painted with new furniture and appliances. The family will get to stay in the house for up to a year. And officials with the Detroit Rescue Mission say it will do regular check-ins and also help Williams create a long-term housing plan.
And last but not least, the city of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry did we play the wrong one?
Yeah.
You played the wrong one, Nick.
I played
the first one. What the woman claimed her kid could never frozen to death. 2D and then
I played 2.
Yeah, that was 2C you play. I want 2D.
Okay, here's 2D.
Tonight I sat down with that mother. She is 29-year-old Tatiana Williams. She told me she and her 4 children had been living in their van for the past 3 months.
They said it was carbon monoxide. or I don't know what it is. There's so many stories going around. I haven't even got the right story for my own kids. But one thing I do know is they could never be cold in that car, because I keep gas in that car. I do what I got to do to keep them kids with heat. So it's not hypothermia. My kids could have never froze to death. But I called everybody. I called out of state. I called different cities. I called Detroit. I got on the cam list. I've been on the cam list for a long time. Nobody. Every time I call, they say it's no shelter, no bed. I thought I was doing the right thing. I tried to keep them warm at night. That's it. I was just trying to keep them warm. Nobody helped me. It took me to lose 2 of my kids to get this help. I don't feel good about it.
Amazing. And then there's other things where the mission, City of Detroit, the City of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry gave this woman a new home. Watch this.
The Detroit mother, who was living in a van when 2 of her 4 kids died from possible cold exposure, has now been given a new home. Tatiana Williams was given the house thanks to the City of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. The home comes freshly painted with new furniture and appliances. The family will get to stay in the house for up to a year. And officials with the Detroit Rescue Mission say it will do regular check-ins and also help Williams create a long-term housing plan.
So my experts are here. Over yonder is the anchor baby behind the board there. And then over here is Joel Friday of Joel Friday TV, the American anchor baby of the American Anchor Baby Show at 12, Joel Friday TV at 11. And over there is the Hake of the HakeReport.com. All experts on the show. So I'll start with you today, Hake, because I started with Anchor Baby last. You say about this situation.
I was tired of hearing her cry the first clip, and then we had to hear 3 clips of her crying.
Wow, so insensitive.
But that's crazy.
Water.
You know how people who get injured or people who bad things happen to them, you can see why it happened, because it sounds like she's just kind of an irresponsible person, and everybody around her, including probably the city and her children's father, sound like they're pretty irresponsible. And so, of course, it's not that surprising that this would happen. It's crazy, but it's not that surprising.
Oh, man.
And I don't know why they still didn't really find out what killed the kids, whether it was the cold or the carbon monoxide or what, according to this report.
Yeah. And you say?
I think that it was a huge mistake for the city to give them a little house, because this was an opportunity for the mother to realize she needed to get her stuff together. And instead of that, she continued to cry victim. They gave her a house, and now it's going to continue, right? Unfortunately, hopefully nobody else has to die, but you never know what that's just what this stuff is. You don't take responsibility, you don't take accountability for your life, and you ask for handouts and you play the victim card. This stuff happens for you to turn around and change your life.
When I come back, the Anchor Baby gonna put his little 2 cents in it, and I will get to your calls and super chat. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Back in a moment.
These are children of the light. Children of the light. Godless. These are children of the light. Children of the light. They're liars. You choose good or you choose evil. You choose good.
Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't wanna be angry. You wanna speak up, you wanna disagree with what's going on, it's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear, you won't have doubt, you won't have worries, you'll be able to see, but you gotta stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger, because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Here, Mr. President, take this home. The wall going up. The wall going up. It's long overdue. The wall going up. 30-foot wall. The wall going up. The wall going up. At the border, I'm stunned. Okay, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. The Hake Report. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV. He black from at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Amazing stuff. And no Anchor Baby today. No Anchor Baby show today. And at 2 p.m., a brand new episode of Punchie's TV. Watch this.
The man himself, Jesse Lee Peterson.
That woman doesn't look like she's interested in that guy, zero. They're assuming it's a green card
it's
now.
not about looks.
What?
Is it just me, or do men who act effeminate look worse than women who act sort of butch?
Love don't judge, hate.
And love don't live there anymore. Love don't live here anymore.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
No, Nick.
Okay.
Back in your time, was there people who were out and about street preaching?
We ain't had no street preaching.
Okay, because they say that Jesus went about the people and he would like preach the gospel, go amongst the people and preach the
Jesus
gospel.
tried to get from Israel to...
And on the way.
Because he had to die. Along the road he ran, but he went out there with no microphone. Punchie TV at 2 p.m. today. You won't be disappointed. And on YouTube and Punchie.tv. And also, don't forget to like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and super chat and all that. Y'all know what to do. I do appreciate it. Nick, what did you think about the woman that, according to a report, her child died in the car? She'd been living in the car, and now the government has given her a home.
No, it's a terrible situation. You look at this and all top to bottom, it's crazy, but nobody, it's like we're just watching a crazy scene, but nobody wants to say. It's so clear that they're living out in a car, it's cold, exposed. It's obvious what happened, you know? It's like, it's obvious, but we're going to be like, oh, it's right. She's right. She was asking for help, but she never got it. That's what that's what the people are going to say, totally ignoring exactly what we know happened. It's like no love. Totally insane.
Amazing.
I don't think that she intentionally, like, I don't necessarily know if it's cold, because she said that the kids have food and all that stuff, and she was feeding them, and there was gas in the car.
It takes one night.
So, yeah. But maybe they're, you know how you're not supposed to sleep with the AC on or something, or because that can mess you up.
Right.
So it could be obviously she intentionally.
It was cold, so they would better heater.
Right, or the heater or whatever. But the point is that she was out in the streets asking for assistance, government assistance. And for whatever reason why she didn't want to get her life together, that is what it is. But then now they come in and now this happens and now she's saying, well, I tried to ask for help and and now they give her help and then she's happy to take the help. But that should not be the solution.
Yeah.
To even in her mind, she shouldn't be believing that that's the solution.
Amazing. And hey, last word.
That is crazy. Like to what you guys were saying, she said, it took this happening to my kids for them to help me. What a mess.
It should take that for you to help yourself. That's it.
When she's crying, she's lying.
When she's crying, she's lying. Excuse me. And she was, so I guess the city of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission gave her this, according to the report, home, right?
For a year.
So my question is she doesn't have any other family member that would let her come and stay with them until she get on her feet? No, where was her mama staying?
Her mama was staying in the car with her.
Well, her mama just saw like one time.
She did it multiple times because she said, usually I don't sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how come her mama ain't got no apartment? And secondly, nobody is responsible for this woman but this woman. This city, what has happened to people now is they know now that the government going to get them free houses, free everything. And that's why they do this, because they know that the government going to do it. And then when the government give them these free houses and stuff, they destroy those houses.
And she has 7 kids.
Yeah.
She has so
Where
many
are
kids.
those men that with the baby?
And that house was chirping already. The smoke detector was going off in a freshly painted house.
Oh, what?
Did you hear it?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, my gosh. It was play clip D again. Well, maybe you don't have to go through that woman crying again. But I heard it chirping. I'm sure the chat did, too.
When she crying, she lying. But this is horrible. I know if the city and the government and the rescue mission are wrong for doing this, but I blame the people, but because these people do it for the money. They give these stuff away for the money. It ain't free. And then they're making money because they raise a lot of money. But this woman, they're hurting this woman by giving her a house. They're not helping her at all. She's going to continue to do whatever she's doing to get those babies and all that kind of stuff because she knows she can get it free now.
Mm-hmm.
Phony feel-good mess.
Yeah. What a mess.
That's Detroit for you.
Our mayor, well, not my mayor, but she's my mayor by the fact I'm in California, Los Angeles. She's the same way. Making houses, room for the homeless. We are making houses for the... That's not love, that's hate. They're not helping, they're destroying. And that's what happened to the blacks. They've been catering to the blacks forever, and now the blacks can hardly stand up on their own 2 feet. What a mess. You say about water, now that you know.
Water is essential. You need water.
Exactly.
So you should be carrying around bottles.
Yes.
If you're in the desert.
But you're not in the desert.
California is a desert.
Oh, yeah, right. And you say about water. Now
Gotta have
know.
water. Gotta have water. Now, you shouldn't overdrink it, yeah, but I mean, how bad is drinking too much water?
And then you say about water. Now
I drink
you
when I'm
know,
thirsty.
you're hurting yourself more than helping. Ain't that much thirsty in the world. You walk around every minute, you're thirsty. Amazing. Nice shirt, Joel.
Nice.
Amazing shirt.
In my same skin tone, no, it's a little bit lighter than the skin. Nice.
Yeah, but it's a really nice shirt. It's from the old school.
Yeah.
With boys were boys and men were men. Amazing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Let me go to is it MICHL? MICHL and CONNIE, a first-time caller out of New York. MICHL,
Can you hear me?
MICHL, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you.
Yes.
I see you all the time.
Thank you.
Yes, and I know people put you under a certain stress and telling you certain things. I see you always hustling there.
Amazing.
Yes. And my friend is here. She wants to say hi to you. Hold on.
Jesse, how are you? My name is Connie.
Hey, Connie. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You know what? Your show really spoke to me as growing up in an enmeshed, dysfunctional, narcissistic family system. It really spoke to me, and it provided you with the proper guidance. And I want to say thank you for putting your story and yourself out there.
You're
I have
welcome.
a TikTok channel myself where I talk about.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Well, you know, the forgiveness is a process, Jesse. You know, it wasn't just the mother; it was the grandmother, it was the aunts. It's been going on. This generational curse has been going on for years, and I'm trying my best, Jesse. But forgiveness is not a linear process, unfortunately.
What do you mean by so you? The question to my, answer to my question: have you gone and forgiven your mother?
How can I forgive her, Jesse? I'm struggling.
By realizing that you're wrong for hating her, being angry at her, and that's why you're struggling, because the anger you have is separating you from God, and you're gonna do the same thing she have done if you don't forgive her, because you become like her. Why not go and forgive her so you can be free?
You know, I will pray. What are the steps I could take to this forgiveness, Jesse?
You see that you are angry at her and know that you're wrong for being angry because she couldn't help herself. And you go and apologize for being angry, and God will forgive you.
You know, and also what she did to me was she alienated me from my father. Although he was in the home, she started to alienate. The parental alienation happened even with him in the home, which is absurd, you know?
All mothers turn children away from their fathers. They turn the boys and the girl away. And when they turn them away from God. And you live in darkness until you're ready to overcome. But you got to face her. And it's not a process. It's just realize I am angry. I need to forgive, and go and forgive.
That's actually good advice. I hope when I have children that I would not do that. I would like them to have a healthy relationship with the father and me and a balanced relationship. I would do everything I could to strive for that.
And when you ask your father, why didn't he protect you from your mother, what does he say?
He's always in a sense of denial, my father. He tells me it's not true, it didn't happen. He lies to himself. He's in denial a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, I want to encourage both of you to go and forgive. And if you truly see that you're wrong for resenting, it doesn't mean you got to hang out with them. You don't have to take care of them. You don't have to do anything but forgive them, and God will forgive you, and you'll be fine. So go and forgive. It's not a process.
Yes, I will forgive Jesse. You know,
right.
And also, hopefully you could help my friend MICHL, because she's struggling with her son. You know, she has this adult son, and she doesn't let him leave the house. She doesn't let him go nowhere.
Why not?
And I'm not really sure why she doesn't let him leave the house. And every time he has to do anything independently, she tries to stop him. He has a sister.
How old is he?
Oh, he's 23.
Really? What? What's her name, Michelle?
Yeah, I'll put her on the phone.
Okay.
And also, she says that her son has to only agree with her and her family and not the father, and obey them. And only her and her family, and cannot have any outside perspective other than her and her family.
Let me talk to her. Let me talk to her fast.
Hello?
Michelle.
Hi.
Is that true that you won't let your 23-year-old son go out the house?
No. He can go out if he wants to.
But
it's
what?
Just that I just give him some rules.
And what's the rules?
Like, for example, I give him rules that you can't come back late, things like that. And but he doesn't want to pay no bills. I'm supporting him, and I don't know why I'm supporting him at 23.
Why don't you tell him he got to move and get his own place, own job, and own place?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do that. He said, "Why should he do that if mom supports him?"
Right. And so your fire alarm is going off. So Michelle, if you loved him, you would let him go.
Yeah, but I can't do that because that will bother me.
But which is going to bother you the worst is that he's going to he is a mama's boy, and when you die, he's going to be left without you and not knowing what to do with his own life. Which bother you more?
Well, that would bother me also.
But which bother you most?
No, I want him to be independent.
And where's his father?
His father's with me.
He live with you?
Yes.
And so why don't the father make you back off his son?
Well, no, he says everything is okay. It's okay. And we just continue supporting him. You know what I'm saying? And
But
he's
it's
very,
not his fault that you're doing that. It's your fault.
yes, I think what happened was I didn't know how to stop it and continue for him to grow and in a different way.
But now
maybe,
you do. But now you do.
Now he's telling me he wants to do things independently.
Good.
So that's good. That is good.
So make him get a job. Stop taking care of him so he can grow up and get out on his own.
And I don't want him to make any mistakes, but then everybody makes mistakes. I was born in Brooklyn. We all make mistakes.
Everybody make mistakes, so leave him alone and let him grow up, all right?
All right.
Okay, call me again because of time. I got to run, but call me again, all right? I want to go quickly to Tanya out of, call me again, guy, but you got to let this boy go if you love him. Tanya, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Tanya? No,
Hello?
Tanya.
I'm here.
Tanya, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, from Oregon.
Oh, hey, Uncle Jesse, how's it going?
All is well.
I have a question about the silent prayer.
Okay.
So I've been doing the silent prayer a little over a year now, and I just started getting into the habit of doing it 3 times a day.
Yes.
And I think my issue is that I'm dreaming a lot now. Like after I've done the silent prayer, I'm falling asleep and I'm dreaming constantly. So is that just me
Are you
being
laying
unconscious?
down while you're doing the silent prayer?
Yes, at night.
No, sit up and do it.
Okay.
And then eventually, don't worry about when, you'll be able to lay down and do it. But you sit up and do it for now because you're overcoming all that stress you picked up over a lifetime, all that stuff, and it's just coming down on you. So don't lay down. You sit up and do it.
Okay.
All right?
All righty.
Okay. Let me know how it goes.
All righty. All right. Thank you much.
All right now. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. Based Nation gave a generous Rumble rant saying, keep on punching.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Someone bought 3 coffees. The entrance of your words gives light. It gives understanding unto the simple. Psalm 119, 130. Thank you, Jesse.
Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Thanks for your help.
Zemond, Ukraine's war is for NATO to accept them, I think. Says Zemond, Chef King.
What's that?
Ukraine's war is for NATO to accept them, he thinks.
Well, I don't know what the problem. I just know we shouldn't pay one more dime, and Donald Trump is trying to solve it, so it needs to be resolved. Otherwise, they're on their own. What the? Thank you.
Mark says drinking a lot of water is for athletes with raw salt.
I guess everybody's an athlete. Everybody and they mama carry water around. What a mess. Thank you.
Commander Kim with a Rumble rant. Hake, ode to the song of the ceiling bird who sings chirp.
I know. Everybody fire alarm chirping except baby Jessica's daddy. Amazing.
Hannes says, amazing Sunday service. I loved. God is not a religion. We are to worship in spirit and truth.
He said, he didn't say you worship him in religion. He said to worship him in spirit and in truth. Amazing. Thank you. Check out the fellowship if you were not there. rebuildingtheman.com/church.
Nikki bought a coffee. I used to do a lot of drugs. No high can compare to the bliss of being present.
Amazing.
Peace and joy is everlasting, unlike the fleeting hollow pleasure of being high.
Thank you. Amazing.
3 coffees from Soul Conscious. Jesse, thank you for the amazing Sunday's church service.
Thank you. It was amazing.
Calvin in Ohio. Your body is made up of 60% water. Jesse, you're supposed to drink a certain amount of water per day. SMH, shaking his head. Jesse, cap.
So how come all of a sudden we had human beings all our lives, never had to carry tubs of water around, and they drank water when their bodies told them, and they did just fine. So all of a sudden, human beings got to carry around buckets of water drinking all day. And that makes sense. What? What you're like, what the?
Back then,
oh god.
Back then, you guys grew the food from natural places,
Right.
and it was clean. Now all our food is all jacked up now, so we need water to wash it down.
But the water jacked up too, because y'all don't know that the water comes from spring.
It tastes pure.
It tastes pure. What the? Thank you.
And over on YouTube, Sion says, I can't stand the sound of a smoke detector, dizzy eyes, frowny face emoji. Jesse, I really like J.D. Vance for speaking so calmly and speaking up for the American people.
Absolutely.
Last time with President Trump.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sion. You're absolutely right. I don't know why all these the fire alarms are chirping like this. What the? Everybody out of batteries?
It's a new thing among the blacks, apparently.
Evidently.
Shout out.
They looking for a free house.
And Sion gave devil horns rock and roll emoji sticker.
Amazing. Thank you.
And thank you guys. I do believe. Oh no! Shout out to the top contributors on the D Live crew. That includes Games for Rec, Cactus Eater Bear, 555555565, Kid Combo 1, and the rest of the supporters. Thank you all. And shout out to the Rumble crew, monthly supporters, Commander Kim, Dustin, and the rest. And thank you guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you all so much for your support. I do appreciate it. We got a lot of work to do. So thank you. Let me go to Light, a first-time caller. I don't know if it's left or light. Life, out of first-time call out of D.C. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thanks for having me, Jesse. I appreciate it, man.
How do you spell your first name?
Light. It's just light, like the light you see in the sky.
Okay, that's your real name?
Yeah, that's my real name.
Okay, go ahead.
So Jesse, I was wondering. For one,
Are you on the speakerphone or something?
It sounds like I'm on the speaker.
Yes.
Nah, I'm not on the speaker. I got the AirPod in. Should I take it out?
Yeah, take it out. You're not clear.
You hear me better now?
That's a little better. Go ahead. Yes.
So I was going to ask you, Jesse, don't you know, I watch some of your shows and you say, well, the Bible is, it's been changed and stuff. But some of your principles do come from the Bible. Like, so I wonder, how do you pick and choose what you believe? And how do you know that something that you might be believing in isn't one of the things that got changed?
Well, I never pick and choose what to believe or not to believe. I speak what I see clearly to be true.
Okay, so if he's like, don't you know? I was watching one episode and somebody quoted the Bible, and you're like, well, the Bible is all messed up, they changed it. What's the difference between the quotes you use from the Bible and something that the guests from your shows use? What's the difference?
I don't quite understand the question, but I don't know what you're asking. Give me an example or something.
All right, okay, don't you know? For example, let's say in the Bible it says how women, how men are the head of their wife.
Yes.
And we believe that to be true, right? But it's another thing. It's another thing that, where let's say it's something that's talking about women being in leadership over the church or something like that, and or whatever the story might be. And, but you know that it's been changed, so it may not be. You have to be careful, right? The Bible's been changed, right?
The Bible been changed?
Yeah, like through
oh,
time.
Yeah, definitely down through time, it definitely has been changed for sure.
So how do you know what you believe in it is not something that has been changed? Is it just by the faith that you have, or what is it?
By being able to see.
You using your wisdom and and just what you can see?
No, just by being able to see by the light of God, by the truth. Because the truth is written in our heart, and that way you live by that. And so because the Bible has been changed, you can't trust human beings. Human beings are evil, and they would change the Bible and everything in order to deceive you. But you have to follow the word in your heart, the word made flesh.
Agree. So are you a Christian or you just, or not necessarily?
Well, I identify, meaning that if I had to be identified with a religion, it would be the Christian religion. But I don't, yeah, you can put me, if you got to put me in a category, it would be the Christian. Are you a Christian?
I wanted to put you in the category. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, Christian, yeah.
Okay. All right. I get where you're coming from.
Right,
all right. Well, I appreciate you, JP. Thanks for answering my questions.
Absolutely. Call me again, all right?
Will do.
All right, buddy. I am so out of time. Out of time. I don't know where it went. 3 hours like that. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. And then after the Hake Report at 11 a.m. Pacific time, JLP Friday TV. He black. JLP Friday TV, 11 a.m. And then after JLP Punchie TV, because there's no Anchor Baby today. The Anchor Baby will be back tomorrow if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Thank you for your support, your super chats, your donations to Bond, and all that kind of stuff. We got a lot of work to do, and I appreciate your help. Without even me having to ask, because you've been helped, so you're helping us to help others. Thank you. Also, get on that straight and narrow, folks. You're responsible for your own life. Get on that straight and narrow and stay there. All right? In order to live, you must die from the ego. There is a kingdom of heaven within. The word is written on your heart. You must live from within. Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. And stay with it. Forgive your mother, every human being. You're not going to enter in until you forgive your mother and your father. And then God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. Apologize for being angry. Anger is hatred, and it's keeping you from God. Forgive, and He will forgive you, and your life will start to change just like that. All right? Thank you all. Tomorrow is Country and Western Tuesday. The Hake Report is coming up now. You don't want to miss it. Call. It's a first-time call out of Atlanta, Georgia. Chris out of Florida. Shay, a first-time call out of Texas. And somebody just dropped. I'll be back tomorrow after the Lord is willing. Thanks for your calls. Take care. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
You know, I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old. And ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I just can't even, begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this, and young men need to know this message that you're delivering because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man.